Welcome to Broward County Library's Author Talk with local author Emiliano Moreno. I am Jackie Sturdivant. I am a librarian here at South Regional Broward College Library. Emil is also a librarian here. Emiliano Moreno grew up in Miami and currently resides in Tamarack. He has a BA in English Literature from Florida International University and an MLS in Library and Information Science from the University of South Florida. In his spare time, he loves to travel and watch movies, in addition to writing novels and screenplays. Some of the titles of Mr. Moreno's novels are Cadeus, The Dead Come Calling, South of the Equator, The Time Has Come, and Venus 12. Welcome, Mr. Moreno.
Thanks for having me, Jackie. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Okay. Mr. Moreno, why do you write?
Well, I like to create things. I like the act of creation. Also, I feel that it's something that's in it, something inside of me. I just have to do it. Those are just two reasons why I write.
Okay. Now, how do your characters speak to you?
Well, it's almost as if communicating with a parallel universe. These characters are alive in some other alternate reality, and I'm like a medium for them. They just speak through me. That's the only way I can describe it.
Okay. I remember us talking one day about your writing, and I was impressed with the fact that you got your inspiration from your travels. Can you talk more about that?
Yes, traveling has to a great degree, influenced my writing. Places that I've been to, like, China, Southeast Asia, Europe. It does. It has influenced my writing to a great deal. I've set a lot of my novels in a lot of the places that I've traveled to. Because I actually like to visit a place and experience it before I write about it. I think that's important as an author for authors to travel and get to know what they're writing about. The places that they're writing about.
Good. You publish your books and screenplays through self-publishing sites such as Amazon. And the library has the Biblioboard database for people who want to publish their work. How has the experience of self-publishing worked out for you?
Well, it's gotten my work out there. I mean, before these things existed, there was really no place to publish. Unless you wanted to go through a company, but you have to pay a self-publishing company. Mm-hmm. But things like Biblioboard and Amazon's CreateSpace, which is now Kindle Direct, has let new authors put their work out there and get known. So yeah, I'm very grateful to independent platforms such as Biblioboard and Kindle Direct, formerly CreateSpace.
Okay. Now I know that you have written several screenplays. What do you plan to do with them?
Most of them I'd like to rewrite as novels. Screenplays work a little differently. I mean, you have to those I would send to an independent film company, but you could publish them as well. On Amazon, CreateSpace, or Biblioboard, or other independent platforms if you want to just publish it. But if you want to get it known, if you want to get it to get it done, I would go for an independent film studio. There's a lot of those these days.
One more question. What do you advise other writers to do to get their works out to a wider audience?
Just promote your work. Advertise. Go to libraries. Talk about your books. Get it out there. Get it known. Have book talks, maybe at a bookstore, get permission from a bookstore or a library, and talk about your work. Let people know about it. Just kind of self manage it. Self promote your work. That's about the only way you can do it.
Now I'm going to ask if you would please read us a paragraph from one of your books that we own.
Sure, of course, yeah. Okay, this is from Cadeus, which is one of my longest novels. It's the Cadeus is talking about his experiences. He's been cursed by a gypsy, so he's talking about that. And I'm just gonna dive right in, and the audience should get an idea of what's going on just by the paragraphs. All right. Okay, so here it goes. My father was an obstinate man. That was his nature, and he would rather be damned first, like me, than allow an evil spirit such as Panya's to drive him and his family from his home, Cadeus told Mary. Yet, he needn't have worried about that, or rather, I needn't have worried, for as soon as I left Attenbury, Panya's ghost never bothered my family again. I left that very night, sadly never to return again, not even after I graduated from medical school and became a doctor in 1793. I soon found that I could not work in the field of medicine either, since one day a young woman, grateful that I had saved her little boy's life, took hold of my hands, pressed them to her cheek, and kissed them. She turned into a horrible corpse soon afterwards, before the very eyes of her husband and children. I left the country in 1795 and began to travel the world, searching for answers and a way to remedy this loathsome curse. I went to both Western and Eastern Europe, then to the Far East, China, Japan, Thailand, Singapore, and finally to India. In India, up in the deepest most reaches of the Himalayas, I met a very wise, old, northern Indian man who taught me the art of meditation and relaxation. He was a teacher at a Buddhist monastery that bordered Tibet. It was mainly thanks to him that I did not go mad, for he showed me a technique that never failed to work once I felt the pressures of life and this hateful curse becoming too much to bear. When life reaches unbearable limits, one may take his or her own life to escape. But I didn't have that commodity, for I could never die. I was for all intents and purposes already dead. I roamed the earth as a ghost with flesh, but I could not feel or taste anything. The wine had long ago, in 1787, lost its flavor, and so had any type of food that I put into my mouth. The whore at my side was merely for companionship, but sex was out of the question, for I could not sense it at all. In fact, I no longer had to eat or drink. I did sleep, and for that I was thankful, since it offered me a means of escape, at least for some hours. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. And this has been the Local Author Talk with author Emil Moreno. Thanks again, everyone.
Thanks for having me, Jack.